My slippers is going.
You are welcome. You are also crossing the river. You are welcome.
I am Ademola Ojo with my baptismal name, Paul Ademola Ojo. I attended St. Andrew's Primary School in Akimori, about 5 kilometers from Oyo. My father's name is Ojo Popola from Wanapala compound in Ilora and Afichio local government, while my mother hailed from Akimori in the same Afichio local government. Still with my mother at Akimori, so most of my early life was at Akimori. After finishing school between 1960 and 1868, I left Akimori January 9th, 1969 for Lagos, Oyuna pasture, because my mother did not have, coming up from a very rural area. We don't have many educated fellows around. Those ones we know were police and teachers. So I was thinking probably I will end up being a teacher. But I know that without attending modern school, which was the commonest school then, I lost hope. So it was my parents who decided what I would do. So in Lagos, I was housed by my brother of the same father, Mr. Wali Ojo, Baba Sheku. And with him, he kept me with his friend, who is a tailor. So I learned tailor work at number 9 Alhaji Ladisi Street, Idioro, Mushin, Lagos. We were living in Shomolu, at the number 9 Adiola Street, Shomolu. So I was learning at Idioro. So I would trek the distance of about more than 7 kilometers, 7 or 10 kilometers every morning. I would go and come back up. I did that for close to 4 years and graduated. Thereafter, no helper to even get ordinary machine. So I had to between journeyman. So I go further to join West African Pilots newspaper. I became their circulational messenger. It was at that place that my eye became so opened, because West African Pilots newspapers office, our main office is at number 34 Commercial Avenue, Yaba, Lagos. From that Commercial Avenue, Yaba, Lagos, I will carry newspapers. I will go and distribute it at Railway in Ebute Metta, a White House in Obalinde, Dodam Barracks in Dodam Barracks. Nigeria at that time, the military at that time were operating from Dodam Barracks. I will also come to Unilag Library. I distribute newspapers in those areas. From there, I saw people that are advanced in life, people who educate. One day I was riding on my bicycle and I met my teacher in the primary school. So I got down, I greeted him. I guess he is also schooling at that place, at Unilag. So all those things really grip my heart that, am I going to remain like this? So I was looking for another job again. Then I got another job at Perfecta Shoe Company at Ilupeju Estate. I was there until 1986. In 1986, there was a redundancy, so they sacked me in that place. After that, I now established my tailor business at number 69A, Ayede Motor Road, Baba Olusa, Mushi. I was there 1986 until 1989. I was doing my job, I was making it little, and gradually I was not satisfied. I wanted to be educated. In 1973, I joined the Scriptural Union at First Baptist Church, where I attended. Reverend A. Fatuna was our pastor then. I was even told that the deliverer they said to him yesterday, so I have his phone number. I call him. He had become a roadman now. Now, when I joined the NCO, one Mr. J.O. Awudori followed me up until I got converted in that year. In August 1973, I got converted. So Mr. Awudori was following me up, he was helping me, he was leading me. So we are now attending SU. In SU, they read the Bible, they interpret the Bible. That one made me feel the gap of being not educated inside me. I continue. In the year 1979, I decided to leave Lagos for another place because Lagos was becoming more tough. Before you make 10,000 naira, you already have carrying over 20,000 naira. So I said, how long am I going to do this? Am I going to marry? Am I going to make life? So I decided I wanted to go to Kaduna. But that time, I think there was some crisis in Kaduna. So I changed my mind. Changing my mind, my immediate senior brother, Mr. Idiola Uju, was already at Akure. I told him, can I come? He said yes. So in May 15, 1979, I left Lagos for Akure, and instantly I packed all my machines and my instruments and I went to Akure. When I got to Akure, being a new person, I needed money to rent shop. I needed something. So I went to Foursquare Church then, which was 15 days old, because they started it April 1 to 4, 1979, and I got there April 15th. So they introduced me to a brother in the church who have a tailor business. So we joined hands together. I was with him for 1 year. After that 1 year, the man returned back to Lagos. So I inherited the customers. Then that my immediate senior brother, Mr. Yola Uju, has a shop at Arakale Road. The wife has a shop where she was selling provisions. Then my brother cut the shop into half and gave me half. I started with that. I did a showroom. With my showroom fascinated so many people, especially the elites. When they are going to work in the morning, they see all the clothes I hang. When they are coming in the evening, they still see me there. So that gave me fortune. So I became friends to people that matters at Akure. I mean, government workers, politicians. In fact, that made me not to want to abandon the work again because I was making it. At that time, I was attending Foursquare Church. My pastor was earning 80 naira. But I was making not less than 300 naira weekends. Can you imagine 300 naira weekends times 4? I could pay my pastor's salary. That change started from my Lagos background. When I got converted, I engaged in street evangelism, house-to-house evangelism, bus evangelism, and teenage evangelism. So as I continue with that, I now had a dream that I was pastoring. At that time, children don't pastor. I mean, younger people don't pastor. Number 2, I was not that educated. So with that, I decided to back out from Lagos. So I moved to Akure. When I got to Akure, I joined Foursquare Church at number 8 Ereketa Street, the church that was just 15 days old. And it's like the fire was inside me. We were having evangelism, visitation all over Akure, everywhere that was called Akure then. Both myself and my pastor, Reverend Albert Olufenti, we were routine it, evangelizing, visiting with some other members, some who are deep down. So we continue like that. Like I said, I met a brother in the church who is a tailor. So I joined him. I was working with him. After a year, he left Akure. So the customers turned to me. So I now had a shop. My immediate senior brother, Mr. Yono Ojo, whose wife was selling provision at Akale Road, vacated part of her shop and gave me. So I started from there. I had my showroom and I bought clothes, I sold clothes and showed it. When people will be passing, because it was the main road at Akure then, when people will be passing to work and they see, what type of a tailor is this? Somebody came to my workshop one day and said, where did I buy the shirt I sold? I said, I showed. I said, I sold it by myself. He said, no. He saw that type of shirt, that type of material in London last week, that I bought it. I said, I did not buy it. Excuse me, if you need one, I will measure you. I will sew one in your size. When I did it for him, he continued to patronize me. There, by and large, I had customers for ministries, federal ministries, state ministries, and politicians. You know, it was 22nd Republic. This relieved me of the pain I had. One day, in my house, at number 8, I think, Musafejo Street, Okeahu, I was sleeping as a bachelor. Somebody tapped me on the lap. Pam, 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 3 times. And said Proverbs chapter 29 verse 1. So I woke up. I opened the door. I peeped at the passage. I did not see anybody. I went back to my room. I knocked the door. And I was meditating. I read the Bible passage. And I started reading that but I can't be a pastor. Pastor who is earning 18 naira per month. How will I marry? How will I feed? I was not born to suffer. My parents told me that from my mother's side, we are honorable. We are children of honorable people in town. Is it only me who will not be a pastor and be just begging people about? So I wept and wept that morning till 5 a.m. When it was 5 a.m., I opened my door. I went to my pastor's house. I knocked the door. He asked me what happened. instead of me to tell him what happened, I started weeping. I fell down on his feet, started weeping. He now lay down to want to pray for me and said, "Oh Lord, if this your son has committed sin, forgive him." I said, "Pastor, I did not commit sin, but I can be a pastor." He said, "So God is calling you and you don't want to answer. Handle it." He just left me in the sitting room. He went to his room. So when it daybreak, I came back. I still continued to go to my workplace. Later I went to him, "Pastor, I want to go to Bible college. How can I go to Bible college?" He now helped me to collect form for Life Theological Seminary. He couldn't do. Life Bible College. It was not seminary then. Life Bible College. That time, that was 1983. In that 1983, Life Bible College changed their admission from August to January. So instead of resuming 1983, I now resumed January 1984, and I spent 3 years in the Bible College. After finishing from the Bible College, then I came across many people in Bible College, like late Reverend B.C. Orebayo, the first missionary to Ghana, who returned to Nigeria, is my teacher. He was one who taught us in missions. So everything he taught me really sang and match with all the experiences I've been having. So he wanted me to come and join him at Akoka. I said no. I have a place in mind that when I was at Akure, people used to run away from Akoko people, that Akokos are wicked. If they transfer anybody from ministry in Akure to Akoko, he will resign because they are the fearful type. So Papa said, "Is that my place?" I said no. "Do I have a wife there?" I said no. "Do I have any interest there?" I said no. I said, "But I want to go there." Then he prayed for me. He said, "It's okay, but if I eventually find that it's not convenient, I will come back." So that was how I left again after finishing in Lagos. Reverend Dr. B.C. Orebayo agreed with me to go to Akoko, and that if I find any problem, I should come back to him. So let me go back to 1984 when I was in Bible College. I was living at Akure. I need to move to Lagos. So one engineer, M.A. Adebi's wife, Sister Comfort Adebi, was working in the ministry and attending the church. So the husband used to come on weekends to carry her to Lagos. So I now begged for a ride to Lagos. As we were in the vehicle, the man only came to visit the wife and left. He did not carry the wife because the wife was working. Now, on the road, the man was asking me, "Do I have somebody to stay with in Lagos?" I said, "Yes, I have families. But now that I used to be a breadwinner for them, now that I want to become a liability, I don't want to go to them. It will cause fight." The man said, "If I don't mind to stay with them, that I can come along with him." So I followed him to Lagos. They were living at Arogodo Street conditioned. So I was there, and for my complete 3-year course at Ikorodu, I was staying with them. Every weekend, I come from Ikorodu to stay with them. So I spent 3 years. Now, and the man happened to come from Akoko, which I couldn't do before. When I was going to Akoko, I told him. So we also gathered some other people. They helped me. They said I should go. If I'm sure I can stay there, they may eventually help me. So I went there. As I went there, I prayed and fasted. And when I got to Akoko, The first place I went was Bata company shop. So I was introduced to the manager of Bata shop. So the man allowed me to stay with him. He was not married. I stayed in his house, and 2 rooms was open in their house. So I rented those 2 rooms. I was there fasting and praying. The first sign to show that God called me to that time was that I fasted for 3 days. Before I finished my fast, when I opened my door, I saw gallons of palm oil, crates of eggs, and some foodstuffs like yam and all the rest. So that's how I started life in that town. I continued my prayer, but not Bilibili anymore. So I fast and go for evangelism. I fast, pray, go for evangelism. The first convert I had who did not start the church with me was Sonny Stanley. He's an Igbo man. The Lord revealed who he is to me, and the Lord revealed his past to me. So when I got to the shop and I told him, Mr. Man, you are so person. Your father is late. You inherited business. The business is down now. You used to be happy that you're a big man because your father left money with you. He said, well, that is true. He said, what should he do now? I said, accept Jesus. He said, but what caused that? I said, by tomorrow, God will reveal the secret to you. I went home, I continued to pray, Father, reveal the cause of the problem. When I got to him the second day, the man said, I have seen the secret, that he had a girlfriend, that the girlfriend was responsible for the problem. He said the girl even came that morning, that he was tempted. He carried screwdriver. I said he wanted to chew him on the head. But he said he wanted to wait for me to come to tell him what to do. I said, don't kill. He said, what should he do? I said, forgive him. He said, no. He has tried him. He has done this and that. I said, Jesus forgave you. You too forgive that girl. He said, then what will happen? I said, I will still pray with you. All those things will return. If you kill that lady, that is the end of the road. Yes. By God's grace, over there at Ikare, there are some achievements, but there were a lot of challenges. Real challenges. To start with, I thank God for the young man who happened to be the first convert that started the church with me in 1987. That was Mr. Emmanuel Orundeli, a brother who is now a pastor. And he witnessed to his friends, making 5 of them. It was that 5 that started the church, and we grew to 20, we grew to 50. In 1993, I had an opportunity to be trained. So I attended World Trust Missionary Conference at Ibobo in Deeper Life. There, I submit that I want to be a missionary. So they now call for training. They sent to our headquarters in Lagos. The headquarters now sent me to Jos for missionary training. In 1983, they called us at Yaba that they want to send us for training. And we went for the training at Jos. What's the name of that place? Kanaro. At Kanaro, in Hurricane Yadi local government. Jos. We were there for 3 months. In April that year, we returned. So on our return, my wife delivered a baby called Uluwase Juju. After that, I returned back to Ikare. But Foursquare did not, the training was for us to go and start a training school. Then Foursquare was not ready until 1994. In 1994, we were asked to come and start the School of Missions. Foursquare School of Missions. We were too well for the training, Benjamin Odulani. But when Foursquare was ready, Benjamin Odulani was not ready. So it remained only me. And they had to look for some other people to join me. So 2 other people joined me. We started the School of Missions here at Ajebo. And we started with 5 students. Later it grew to 10. Later it grew to 15. Later it grew to 21. And we continue. And that is how I found myself at Ajebo here. The second year in 1986, Reverend A. Adebisi was the administrator of Foursquare Camp. He introduced me to this church where we are having this interview. I became the senior pastor. Myself and my wife became the senior pastor of this camp church. This camp church was having less than 50 people. They have 2 branches. Together with the 2 branches, everything was 50. We continue evangelism and all the rest. In the School of Missions, we train rural church planters, and we send our students to villages around Sorabale, Lumondisa, and Infote, and other places around. So we use those students to start churches. From the camp here, we went to we metamorphosed from 3 to School of Mission had about 7 or 10, making 13. Then we continue to multiply. When we got to about 15, they allowed this place from Abeokuta to become zone. When we grew to 30, they made this place to be missionary district. Now, as at now, we are full-fledged Foursquare district. And I am the district overseer, substantive district overseer of Foursquare Gospel Church, Ajebo district. It's unspeakable. But I thank God for the grace of God during these challenges. Let me start with when we were at Ikare, things were very difficult. There were no money because I started without any salary, without any promise. We started by faith. I want to tell you that both myself and my wife, we were living by faith. At times there had been no food in the house. I remember my wife, she later told me, because I did not know, me, I used to travel. My wife told me that one day there were no food, nothing. And we were strangers in that land. My wife put stones into pot, native pot, and continued to fire it. When our son was crying, she will say, go and check whether what you are cooking out done. And with the stone done, that's the first challenge. The second challenge we had is also at that place. I had contact with some magicians. I don't know that they are diabolical. I was thinking that they are simply playing magic to make money. I don't know that they are very wicked. So, at a point, they gave me 7 days in the open public that in the next 7 days that they are going to see me dead. And myself said, if my God deliver Daniel, he will deliver Brandon from me. If my God deliver Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, he will deliver me. He boasted, I boasted. I said, I am traveling to Lagos. If I am able to return after 7 days, you are in trouble. I went to Lagos. I returned the 7th or 8th day. When I returned, I now began trouble with them. I told all the youth that are my members, go and carry stone and continue to beat it. And we continue to sing around the town that Satan is in trouble, Satan is in trouble. When people gather, I now told the people that these people gave me 7 days and I'm still alive. This is the 8th or 10th day. I'm giving them 21 days. If they remain in this town, I'll go and throw my Bible away. So the 7th day, one of them committed something in town. He was arrested and taken to the station. The rest of them want to escape. When they go to the nearby town, one little child, they are asking the way to where they were going. And the child cried, hey, child snatcher. So they arrested them, brought them to station. So they now bear police that forgive us. It is Pastor who calls us. Pastor Chamos, Pastor Lushibufuwa. So he said, which pastor? He said, First Choir. He said that First Choir pastor. Now Lagos boy, he already had problem with our DPO. Our DPO told us to beware of him. So that's how God delivered me from them. Now come to the School of Missions. I faced Barnabas trouble at the School of Missions. You know my background. I did not go to secondary school. I did not even go to modern school. I only started school as an adult. Attended Bible school with my elementary primary school. When I finished Bible school, I went for NTI recruit teacher. But you know, you can't do without that. Without having some defects. It was the defects that the people working with me continued to point to. And someone was among my staff who went to the national office. He wrote that I am not educated, that he was more qualified than me. And people didn't tell me anything. But he used to contend with me. Whenever we were having meeting, he would be contending with me. He would be disagreeing. If he gives me suggestion today, when you have another meeting coming months, he will be the first to say that how will a person in his right thinking make such a decision? You are the one who suggested you do it like this. You are the same who counter the same. It was there and then I now realize that this one is only jealous for nothing. I used to laugh. So at the end of the day, the national called us. We had meeting. When they listened to him and listened to me, they now told him that you never take this one as your boss, and you can never succeed under him. He may have his weakness. You are telling the leaders who made him leader that they have no sense, because they have what they see in him by making him a leader, and he has been leading well. He has not offended them. He is giving results. What is it that you want to gain? That's when a pipe blew a pitch. That's another challenge I had. And in the training, we also encounter challenges from some students that are not converted. Anybody who is not converted can do and undo. But with God's wisdom and with prayer, God helped us. So maybe I should mention one more, because the establishment of the School of Missions, some people in the leadership think that we should not have such a school. The word is school closed. But with the vision they had had, when the national sent for us, I had a dream that Reverend G.O. Farubi, our general overseer at that time, that he called me to the national office. He sent me to go to White House in Lagos to go and collect a letter for him. In the dream, I went, I collected the letter, I brought it for him in the office. So I take that to mean that The assignment given to me by that office, I must do it. My second says he cannot, but me, I will go. And I still remain in the school till today. In the next 4 months, I will retire. By the special grace of God, I've been served for 35 good years of full-time ministry with Foursquare. If you add the 3-year Bible College training, it will be 38 years. I have only 4 months to retire from full-time service, meaning they have to appoint a new district overseer for Ajebo district. Myself have to look for a church of my choice, myself and my wife, where we will be attending. Both myself and my wife will want to retire from administrative work in the church. That will give me opportunity to go back to my usual evangelism life, and we'll be doing little business that mommy is doing, and whichever I will possibly be able to do to survive. That is the next step. God helping us. Well, I thank God. I have advice for both the church members as well as ministers. Patience is required of anybody to achieve in life. Prayer is number 2 for someone to actualize the plan of God for one's life. And faith is number 3 to believe God for our needs. If you don't have faith, you will quit. There have been a lot of occasions why one was fed up like Elijah and want to quit. But thank God for my wife. She's a good compliment to me. I'm a good compliment to her. So the time when she was sick, I was complimenting her. When I was terribly sick, he is complimenting me. So I encourage every minister, every church member to trust the Lord for anything that happened to them. Trust the Lord over their children. Trust the Lord for provision of housing, mobility, or anything they need in life. That's my major counsel. But patience is major. Thank you.